So here we go again. I posted a video that discussed the most violent places in the United States. I used state data as a point of reference and then got a bunch of comments like that. And I'm not surprised because the famous city data information has been in the Fox and OANN playbook for quite some time to deflect the true situation. And here's why looking at city data when it comes to violent crime rates doesn't make any sense at all. Number one, larger cities have a natural tendency all over the world, not just in the United States, to have more violent crime. Why? Because they have very specific socioeconomic realities that more rural areas do not have, and that is true all over the world. So violent crime happens in larger cities for obvious reasons at a higher rate than any other smaller reality. Now, with people that tell you that larger cities run by Democrats are more violent, what they don't tell you is one piece of very, very important statistics, and that is the vast majority of large cities in the United States are run by Democrat mayors. In fact, if you look at the top 100 most populous cities in the United States, 62% are run by Democratic Party mayors, and only 25% of them are run by Republican mayors. So there is a natural statistical likelihood that crime will happen in cities run by Democrats. The larger the city, the more violent the crime. The more cities you have with a particular type of mayor, the more likely it is that that will happen. But there's no correlation between the two. In fact, you can see the same trend that you see in Democratic cities in GOP-run cities. This is a list of the most populous GOP-run cities, and this is the percentage of difference in violent crime versus the average of the United States. As you can see, when we're looking at GOP-run cities, we see that only 3 of them have a lower violent crime rate than the average in the United States. Some of them have multiple times over that. And that's because the statistic that tells you that Democratic-run cities are more violent than Republican-run cities only tell you a part of the story. They're not telling you that there's a higher statistical likelihood that what happens naturally in every large city happens to have a Democratic mayor. Crime by state statistic tell a more complete story because it relates the data to the laws and the policies in place and removes statistical anomalies like the fact that there's just a really small amount of large cities in the United States that are run by GOP mayors. And now, you know.